Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. If you're enjoying my voice right now, it's because I'm still very sick last week. And the week prior to that, I was, of course, in Dubai fighting for Crypto Fight Night, which was a fantastic night for us to win that fight. I hope you all watched it. Tone, good morning, mate. How are you?
Morning. I am in Cancun, Mexico. While Matt was fighting, I was speaking at the Mayan Bitcoin conference in Merida, Mexico. Then I shot over to Isla Mujeres, where we did a health and wellness retreat, which was absolutely awesome. I got to post some videos. I've been reposting Isabel's on Twitter. It's actually been my favorite event that I've attended all year long. Like, it's not even close. It was only about 15 people, and it's just 4 or 5 days of health and wellness stuff like gym sessions, cold plunges, hikes. I did some presentations on blood work and other metrics. It was freaking awesome.
I saw you posting some stuff that looked like you're in a gay bar or something. There's a lot of good-looking men with their shirts off doing the things that the gay bars do.
Well, there was also a lot of good-looking women there as well. I don't know if you saw those posts.
They were holding the camera. No.
Okay, you need to go back through Twitter a little bit. Yeah, so that was great. All right, now I'm in Cancun. I got a flight to Panama later today, and then a week there, and then Aruba for Christmas. So I'm doing some traveling. All right, let's get into the charts now that people are joining. Matt, go first. You haven't talked about price in 2 weeks.
I will go first, and I'm limited of how much I can speak, so I'll do my best to get through it as quick as possible. Considering I haven't done a show for 2 weeks, I haven't been trading in 2 weeks. Starting right now in the weekly time frame, the MRI count has flipped. And I don't know how long that'll hold. The price has been really, really, really boring, but for me, I'm still in the exact same spot I was 3 weeks ago. The last time I did the show. I'm not interested in Bitcoin. I am not interested in Bitcoin. I am still absolutely holding out for a weekly green diamond. I still seriously believe that's coming in. And the beauty of this current red wave, which is my negative mindset, which you know me, you guys watch, you know how I feel, is now that the price for that wave to flip, and initially when it was at 126, when we came down, we broke the wave at 107. We're back to that price now. So like at worst, if you got back in on a green wave flip, as it stands right now, you lost nothing except you avoided like 3 months of trying to trade in a downwards trend, there was nothing on. This will continue. This modified looser style will continue to lower and lower and lower as the weeks go by. I believe everything will happen, and I stand by this. I do believe that we'll get another leg lower. I believe that we'll get a weekly green diamond. I believe at that point it'll signify the bottom of the market. I believe all of the oscillators will roll over. I believe that the wave will turn green again at a lower vantage point than at 107. It could, who knows what price, but it might be down at the current price now at 90. But I think that's all very, very healthy, and I think that'll come in at some point, and it'll be a lot higher when it comes in this time than the last time it came in, which was at $17,000. The last green wave that came in down at 17, 19, 7, it came in at 17,000 throughout that week. If that was to come back in now at 60,000, I see that as a fantastic spot to plant a flag as like, this is the new bottom, and we'll never get lower than this ever again. The same way we never got lower really than that's 17, 15 mark, the way we never got lower than 3,000 prior to that, and so on and so forth. I do see somewhere in this zone, in that spot between the current price at 90,000 and wherever it may be, as being the bottom, and it's just a once in a generational buy, and I can't wait to see that happen. Otherwise, we just recover from here, and I'm happy to get back in at, as I said, 107 or whatever, and just once we get above these moving averages as it stands in this week alone, be fully bullish from a better position than when we got out of this trade, which is what I want. The oscillators, I agree, all look the same, and that's just to reiterate my point. They're all still pointing straight down. This is the copy curve. This is the RSI. Do you know that's putting? You could say, if you were being very particular, oh well, that's a higher low there on the RSI. I think it's got a long way to go. Copy curve, MACD. I think they'll all roll over together, but I do think that we've got another push down in the works here. That rally that we had last week only came up and just touched on the 7 simple moving average, like to the dollar. That's got rejected off the 7 simple. First time we've retouched the 7 simple after we broke and lost the moving averages. That's not bullish for me. Not bullish. The daily looks like what you'd expect a 4-hour chart that's rolling over looks like, where we came down, we put in, some higher lows. I was watching this all week thinking that this looks like a bear flag, like some kind of bear flag. I actually thought, we didn't do the show last week because I was too sick and my throat was gone, but the price was down at the same price it is right now at 98. And I was going to say, I think we'll rally here and put in a higher high than the previous high, but it'd be really like a bear flaggy. I actually thought we'd get even higher than that, and we didn't even do that. We did get slightly higher than the previous high, so I was right in theory, even though I didn't tell anybody. I thought we might have even come back and touched a 50 at 97, but then got rejected, putting in this spot where I still, I think from where it stands right now, that this trend line is going to break, and I think that we'll put in another leg lower. I think this is a bear flag on the daily. The fact that we closed to that, the started the week and today's candle quite poorly, and then we've just rallied just to touch the 30 simple moving average to the spot, to the dollar, as I like to say. Now the moving averages are rolling over. I see more downside on the daily 4-hour time frame. As I wind this thing up, it's just much the same. I don't see anything here that's very, much worth talking about. This is just that same. Well, we might be able to draw that line in sort of more concisely from here. Yeah, look, we're right. We kind of that in essence of that line is sort of what I'm talking about with this bear flag. And I do think that once we break that line, I do see further downside, and I think that we'll get lower, put in a new lower low. But I'm looking for that, and I'm waiting for that patiently. I have a lot of Bitcoin that I sold above 100,000, 116,000 that I'm really ready to redeploy off a weekly green diamond. I'll just quickly go to the 3-day because it's been a while since I've been here. But the 3-day time frame was what I was initially looking for, a green diamond on the 3-day time frame. I was talking about that, as soon as the wave turned red, really at above 110. And we got that, and we've had a response off it, but it's fading fast for me, and I don't think that's going to sustain us. I think that we'll put another one in. I always said that you'll never go wrong like DCAing off 3-day green diamonds, and I still believe that now. That buy that you bought off that 60 86, that's a great spot for your first DCA. If we go further down, we'll get more 3-day green diamonds. I would start the next DCA, ultimately looking at the weekly DCA to load up in for a rollover into next year. I don't see it changing.
Hey Matt, you gotta hurry up because my computer is actually running out of power.
Coming back to you in the studio right now, Tone. That was as fast as I could say the things that I wanted to say. But please like and subscribe. Please share with your friends. I missed you guys a lot. And it's going to be a great week of shows with Tone back in Panama. Tone, go ahead, mate. Sing us to the moon.
All right. So I got to go fast here. So the weekly chart, you can see that we've broken the weekly count on the MRI. Now, the week has just begun. In a way, I would like to see us crash this week. Like, just get it out the way. I want to see us get to an MRI buy on a weekly, and Matt will get his green diamond if we crash on the weekly. So both things could come in line. Another MRI buy like this, and another MRI buy like that, and also the green diamond. But there's one place where I don't want this crash to end, and that is at 78,000. That would be a terrible place because for me, I hate double bottoms. I do not buy double bottoms. That is not a bottom for me. So if this happens at a double bottom, I may be missing the dip opportunity because I don't trust double bottoms. You can trust double bottoms. Everyone else in the world can go ahead and buy that place. I will not be buying at 78,000. That's like the one place I'm not buying Bitcoin. Okay. So in the crash, I would want to see us still stay above 80, maybe keep this as the swing low, but get a new low close, get a close somewhere in the $84,000 range, but keep the intra-week low that may or may not bring Matt's green diamond. I think it still might, but we don't really know until, I mean, Matt might know a little bit better, but the code is the code. Now, the other option on the crash is going all the way down to 71. Now, what would that look like if over the next 10 to 15 days, we crash down to 71? That would be a massive panic in the market. So I don't really want to see that either. But if I had to, as a trader, that's the one I would rather see. As a trader, I would rather see a crash to 71 and watch people capitulate and then buy in. My only concern is that if we crash to 71 and Saylor starts to sell, we can go all the way down to 21, right? That's the only concern there. So if people like Michael Saylor are able to load up at 71 while everybody else panics, then 71 would be a good buy. So I mean, I want to see the completion of an MRI buy, right? Like that would allow me to really, really buy the dip. On the other hand, if we don't go down, if the bottom is already in, if the swing low is in and the low closes in on a weekly scale, then I need a green star candle on a weekly chart. Something we have not had until back in June of 2012, back in June of this year. So basically 6 months ago. By the time a green star comes, it's going to be 6 months, June to December, or end of December. And this green star was not that bad. The green star comes in at 108, and it takes us, fairly quickly for 14,000 up, all the way to 123. But the prior green star did very good, and the green star before that was also near the top, but that was coming off of an MRI top, which is this. In this case, it's a completely different environment. So I wouldn't compare an upcoming green star to what happened in December of last year. I would compare it more to what happened in April of last year, because even though it won't be coming off an MRI buy, it is coming off of a consolidation after like a 35% drop. So that would be the closer similarity. Okay, that would be the closest similarity on a green star. And that green star will still have a mountain of resistance at 100 to 105,000, which I think Bitcoin is going to struggle to break. But the more time it takes to get there, the more likely we are to eventually go higher. But this is the week where there's no way I am going long Bitcoin this week. No matter what happens this week, it does not give me an entry. Either this remains a green one, which means next week could be a green star, allowing me to buy in on the rise, or this week is a crash into a red 8, which sets me up for an MRI buy the following week or the week after that. Okay, so either way, this is the week I'm not trading. And guess what happens next week? Next week is Christmas week, which is holiday week, which traditionally is not the time to enter any trades. So better off just relaxing the rest of the year and start formulating a plan for next year. That's the weekly chart. There's nothing to say on a monthly chart. I don't even have to look at it. Now, daily chart is literally sitting right at the bottom of this upwards sloping channel. This upwards sloping channel is getting very weak. but the downward sloping channel continues to be very, very strong to the downside. So on a daily scale, we are on a red 4. And again, if the weekly is going to go into a red 8, the daily will go into an MRI buy. But that MRI buy will likely come in this week unless we just break the count. If we continue to consolidate, we break the count, and then we could have a confluence of weekly and daily. Let me check how much battery power I have on my laptop. I'm at 13%. Okay, we got a few more minutes. Hourly chart, we hit an MRI top a few hours ago, and down we go. We're coming off, well, there was a second consecutive MRI buy. We did bottom a little bit later. Not a perfect timing match. And yeah, look, I was pretty optimistic when we were hitting 94 back on Tuesday, but that's already looking very, very weak. Not much to say on that. As we get closer to March, keep you guys posted. Probably will have something to do with the fork. We will see. I got to do more content on that on my personal channel. Nothing to say on those. Bitcoin dominance, I believe, will continue to rise as time goes. Shitcoins become weaker and weaker. Gold continues to rise. Let's analyze gold a little bit here. This is the monthly top on gold, which means gold should be topping this month or next month. I would actually love to see the break of the swing high at this point. So either this month or early next month, ideally this month. Ideally this month, I want to see us swing higher and close the candle more similar to the candle that we had in October, but a candle like, I would like to see a shooting star candle here. And that would tell me that the precious metals markets have topped. If gold can make it to, say, 4,500, that would be cool. 45, 4,600. I think gold is going to top this month here in December, maybe early next month. Weekly scale. A weekly MRI top in gold would coincide with a monthly MRI top in gold. So the daily doesn't really matter right now. Let's keep an eye on the weekly and monthly. Monthly is topping this month. Weekly says this is a very bullish chart on the weekly. That says we have more upside. So I am not going to be shorting gold this week or next week, but the week after could be very, very interesting. Though the week after will still be, a few weeks away from a top. So maybe later in January. Silver. Let's look at silver monthly. Silver monthly, based on MRI, topped last month, but gold is topping this month. So silver should also be topping this month. I am not in a short trade on silver, but I am planning to short it again and make up for the loss that I had on shorting silver the first time. We are on a C top on the weekly. I'm going to delete this because it reached its target. This is where I thought the silver top was. And maybe in a few weeks, right? Again, we will have another MRI top weekly in silver coming up soon. So we got 3, 4, 5. We got about 3 to 4 weeks to go on a silver top. Monthly, it has already topped. So let's see how that goes. But gold is a little bit different. On a daily scale, this is bullish. Daily coming in about 4 to 5 days. Gold-silver ratio continues to drop, but I think it will rise. I think silver will fall way faster than gold will. That's why I would be shorting silver instead of gold. And the stock market is at a new all-time high. And the Federal Reserve has been dropping rates, which I kind of discussed on the last show. Second consecutive green star candle on a weekly. I am very bullish on the stock market. I do not foresee a recession. And with the stock market at an all-time high, we can talk about what does it mean for there to be a recession. I think for there to be a recession, there has to be a crash in the stock market, and the stock market is at an all-time high. So square that circle for me, please. A lot of people think we are in recession already. I would love for them to explain it to me how that's possible with the stock market at an all-time high. It is possible that people can't find jobs because AI is replacing their jobs. Okay, find something else to do. Learn AI. Be useful to your company. Like, I don't know what you want me to say, but as long as the stock market is at an all-time high, people are being fired for cause because they're not very useful to their company, not because, the company is collapsing. Company is clearly not collapsing with the stock market at an all-time high. So that's kind of my views. And I think the stock market's going way higher. All right, that's it. We can close out. And the Fed lowered the rate, which is why there wasn't anything crazy in the stock market. I think it's batshit crazy that the Fed is lowering the rates, but that's the political capture of the Fed by the government. That's basically it. All right. I think real quick, someone asked for, look at this, Netflix, MRI buy right here on the daily.
Green diamond.
On the weekly, MRI buy on the weekly, MRI buy on the daily. Netflix looks good. The monthly looks like crap, but the weekly and daily looks good. I'm going to stick to the weekly. Just 2 stocks. Someone asked for Zoom. It was very early in the chat. Zoom looks very, very good. I think Zoom sucks, but their stock looks very bullish once again. Don't really know why, but very bullish. Look at this, break into new highs with a green star candle on a weekly. And what was that other stock someone asked for in the very beginning? And that's the only other one I'll look at. Zoom and what?
Probably
RVN. I have no idea what RVN is. I wouldn't touch this. I have no idea what this is. Like, look at this candle. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I hate charts.
In 1 week, it went from $1.80 to $7.30. That's nuts. I'm not touching
with these penny stocks, you see how like every day is like its own journey. Like they're non-connected charts. I can't trade that. I can't chart that, at all.
If you have a giant bankroll, all you got to do is pick a side, and you'll be able to exit at 20%, right? So in a way, unless this happens, right? So it's you better have one hell of a bankroll.
Yeah, but I always feel like that's just the company insiders just trading this up and down, in and out, in and out, in and out.
I know. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole.
No.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching, and see you all tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. That'll be great.
All right. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong ticker. He messed up on the ticker. It's RIVN. All right, this looks better. This looks
a little better.
This looks a lot more orderly, and looks kind of bullish to me.
Just go to the monthly for a second.
Yeah, that's the weekly, and on the monthly, it looks like it's good.
See the green diamond. I bet on my green diamond it was on the previous right on the bottom. I know you've got the inverse green diamonds on, but it would have been the bottom, absolute bottom, that green diamond on the monthly, and fantastic.
And the tone vase rule of IPOs: wait for a 50% drop. This one actually fell 90%.
Yeah,
and now it's rallying again. This looks bullish to me. It looks good.
It does look good. Yeah,
this looks good.
All right, guys. What a pleasure it was to speak with you again today. I'm sorry about my voice. Some people might prefer it because I can't talk as much, which is better for a lot of people. Hey, guys, a lot of questions about the green diamonds. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but you're welcome to links in the description below to either buy the Alpha Numerics indicator, which I highly recommend, 30% off, or at least just join the Discord group, because when I finally go long in these coins, in Bitcoin, I'll be posting it, what kind of leverage I'm doing, what my entry was, everything. It's all in my shared account. I'm going to be loading up on this. So you got to get into the Discord group if you want to follow, or buy Alpha Numerics yourself and follow along at home. See you tomorrow. I can't talk anymore. That's it. I'm done. Have a great day, Tone.
All right, later, man. And I hop Winbro. Thanks for the info on MicroStrategy's purchases and like their percentages. It's in the comments. All right. Thank you guys. See you all.